Welcome to the Bookers Alliance podcast, where we hold the pencil and the pencil is power. Coming at you right now is your host, Marky Mark, along with the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Donaldson. Join us as we discuss the ever-changing landscape of professional wrestling. So hang on tight, you jabronis, and enjoy the ride. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining today's episode of the Bookers Alliance podcast. Come on inside the house, bring yourself up a ringside seat, get your soda, your popcorn, your whiskey, get everything you need. We got champions that are awaiting to be crowned.
We got royalty ready to be elected. We got champions ready to take their rightful place on the mountaintop, or we have new champions ready to arrive. Wrestling's on an upheaval right now.
I got ahead of myself. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. But good Lord, if I couldn't say who called this at the start of the year, but the two of us, I mean, good Lord, we've been ready for this. Hell, it was last year when we said that was way before the beginning of the year. We were touting this at Cena's retirement.
But you know, got to do a little hot take right here at the beginning.
Oh God,
you know who this could have been had he stayed healthy?
Who is this?
Big Bronson Reed.
Who?
Yeah.
He tied up in the Wonderful Vision stable over there. I mean, they're doing so much with that group over there. Bronson never would have pulled himself away from that.
But it was fate. It was fate. Not for the ill will of one man, but the fate for Oba, the ruler, Femi.
Yeah, that's what he said. He believes in fate. So we shall see.
We shall see.
You know what's holding him back. You know where I'm going, right?
We got lots to talk about here. We got lots to talk about.
All right, first thing we got to talk about, we got to give our respects to the sponsor.
Sponsor this week is Small Batch 1792 Straight Bourbon. It is a very tasty wheater bourbon. And let's give a toast, sir. Let's give a toast to the one, the only Trick Daddy.
Gotta send a shout out to Trick Willy.
To Trick and Lash. Congratulations on your marriage.
With their nuptials that we weren't invited to.
I know, right?
Excuse me.
Yes, sir. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that was a good one there. That would hit real smooth right there.
I like it. All right. We over in Riyadh again. We over in Saudi Arabia.
God.
What time we starting? What time we getting this thing
1
fired
o'clock.
up? 1 o'clock?
1 p.m. Eastern on a Saturday afternoon. What the hell?
So I got to cut grass Friday? Is that what you're telling me?
Essentially, yeah. You get all your work done Friday and whatever you don't get done, pick it up on Sunday because you ain't doing nothing on Saturday. Their plans are shot.
So let's talk about what's going to happen over here at Night of Champions. Got a little king and queen of the ring to talk about as well. But let's start off with the U.S. Championship. Since we gave a toast to Trick, we got to talk about Trick Williams versus Ricky Saints.
Oh, yeah.
So we've seen some magic go down on TV between Carmelo and Ricky.
Uh-huh.
You think Ricky and Trick is going to have that same kind of magic?
Well, so they've tussled before. This ain't their first time in the ring. They had a hell of a feud in NXT over the NXT Championship, kind of on Trick's way out. So we've seen these guys. We've seen what these guys got to offer. And I mean, they definitely knew how to bring it in. I think eventually this is supposed to work to a Trick, Carmelo, Ricky Saints three-way, but I think that kind of got soured on this one because we already got a three-way on this card. So I think they just had to pivot and kind of postpone that a little bit. And I think we're going to get there in steps. But yeah, I definitely don't see Trick dropping the title on his wedding weekend. Come on now.
Nah, I don't see Trick dropping it to Ricky. If it was Melo, maybe.
It could be. I mean, that would be a good honeymoon time for Trick to take a month off and disappear. But yeah, I think there's more meat on the bone with Carmelo and Ricky wrestling on SmackDown, and I think just implicating Trick in that angle. I think that's just gonna add that little extra bit of flavor to it, lemon pepper flavor. To be correct, but I think that's gonna add that little bit extra flavor into it to give it the spice to lead into SummerSlam.
So with Ricky, I feel like Ricky is starting to catch. He's doing all right, coming up.
They fumbled they fumbled that beginning.
At the beginning, he was struggling.
He dropped that bag.
Look, Ricky Ricky's presentation is always going to be the same thing because that's who he is. I mean, he's flamboyant. He's got the music, the flashy clothes, just like The Rock. I mean, he's baby rock.
He's rock light.
He's rock
like as Cope would have called him
rock light
a few years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, so that's who he's always going to be. And the crowd, I don't think first really had a taste for that, but as you've got to watch his in-ring capability, it lends a little bit more to his persona.
Yeah, his work's definitely winning the fans over now because the promos and all that wasn't grabbing everybody. It worked on NXT, but again, at NXT, you're kind of dealing with the same crowd every week, right?
Right.
So if they like you the first week, you're pretty much good for the head on out. And I mean, Ricky cut his teeth in Florida. Hell, that crowd had seen Ricky plenty of times before.
Yep.
So he came in with love. But going to the main roster, now you're traveling out of southern Florida, you're wandering off into the country, and you got a whole bunch of people that may have never really seen Ricky like that. And they're like, I don't know about this guy. He's small. He comes out, talks a big game, but he's small in stature. You got people you want your wrestlers to all be, 6'5" and 200 and something. And Ricky ain't that. So they were a little indifferent, but I think his in-ring work, especially working with a guy like Carmelo, I think that's getting fans to look at him a different way.
Now, we just talked him up. He ain't got no chance.
No. I mean,
no chance.
So we talked him up because they had to build a credible challenger to Trick's title. But if Trick drops the title this weekend, color me surprised AF because I'll be like, wait, what are we doing here? So, although that ain't what's going to open the event though. We've got some interesting.
Let's save that. Let's go through the rest of the card that's going to happen though. So we talked about the men's U.S. Championship. Let's talk about the women's U.S. Championship. You got Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. Is this deja vu? Well, we've seen this before, right?
Yeah, we saw this a year ago, not too far away from a year ago.
And it was messy, to say the best, right?
It was, but you would hope they've got 8 months of more experience under their belts. They've got a lot of rematches that they had in there. So you would hope that they put on a pretty good match here this weekend. I mean, let's talk about it. Jade's gotten so much better in the ring in 2026 than what she gave us in 2025 that I see potential in her growth to make this match better. And I mean, honestly, we just haven't seen a lot of Tiffany. God knows I've tried. I mean, I've tried to see as much possible.
So did I.
Yeah, but we ain't been able to see as much as we wanted.
If you caught last week's episode, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So did I. I tried.
We still needed to talk about that. Don't reopen the court now. Don't get the case reopened here because there's still outstanding warrants. There's investigation. There's a lot going on.
Interpol's looking for me.
Yeah, we'll follow up on that down the road, I'm sure.
So, all right. So here's my thoughts on Tiffy Jade. Unfortunately, as much as I want to take this match for face value and look at it for what it is, what it is a stopgap.
Yeah,
this isn't about Tiffy. This isn't about Jade. This isn't about the U.S. Women's Championship.
No.
What this is about, this is about the budding relationship between Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton.
Wow.
That's what this match is about.
So I agree that will be fun to watch because I mean I don't mind watching either one of them. Putting them together, God Lord.
Well, I
had a dream about that the other night, but we won't talk about that right now.
Here's why though that this is what this match is about. Jade is gonna have her baddies, as she calls them, down at the ring, and obviously they're gonna interfere and everything else. And you would think, Jade's probably gonna come out on top, except for the relationship that's building between Tiffy and Chelsea tells me Chelsea's gonna help Tiffy retain.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're going to see a couple months of Tiffy holding this belt, Chelsea by her side. Great tag team, great, promos behind, the ring scenes, whatever you want to call it. I think you're going to get that level, but it's all building to a Chelsea Green heel turn on Tiffany Stratton.
I can definitely see that down the road. I mean, that's definitely the formula that WWE will follow. But let's not get too far ahead. I want to talk about that match because that match actually is intriguing because
it is intriguing.
You got to find a way for Jade not to win the title because we definitely don't want that because we know we're heading to Jade and Charlotte, right? I mean, let's talk about it.
We better after all the shit that they done put on TV.
Yeah, come on now. At this point, so I honestly see not only Chelsea Green, but I see Alexa Bliss getting involved in this because I mean, you got to have three. You know, it's got to be 3-on-3.
Yeah,
I see both Alexa and Chelsea coming out to offset Michin and BFAB, and I see somehow or another them getting into a way now. Ideally, it would be Charlotte that would come out and cost Jade the match, right? But Charlotte's got other work to do. So
they are slow playing that.
Yeah, they're slow playing it to death. So
that is a slow play that they've got on simmer, and they probably have no intentions of cranking that fire up until Mania season. Unfortunately,
Mania. You don't think SummerSlam? I think those two are going to hook up at SummerSlam.
No, well, actually, it depends on Rhea. How long Rhea's going to be out.
That we're good. We're getting into that. Yeah. We're definitely working our way to that. But
I think Rhea plays a big part into all of the storylines that are going on right now to figure out where she's going to be. Do I want to see it? Yeah, Charlotte versus Jade.
I definitely want to see it now that Jade's up to in-ring game.
I've wanted to see it since Jade walked into the WWE.
Everybody has, and we've talked about this. As good as it looked on paper and as good as the poster would look, when you put those two together, making the WrestleMania pose and all that, Jade wasn't ready.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't. The in-ring stuff wasn't.
She needed those matches against Rhea. Mm-hmm. She needed those matches against, Jordan Grace and some of the others that she used to kind of hone her craft. She needed to get to this level to whereas now she is on Charlotte's level in the ring, where it does look believable when they go in there that either one of them could win.
Yep. So Tiffy retains. Is that what we're saying for this match?
I don't know how the hell we get there, but yeah.
Yeah, somehow.
I can't figure out a good way to get there, but yeah, there's no way Jade's walking out with this title this weekend for A, but for B, there's no way Jade's getting pinned.
So speaking of walking out, there's two men that are going to be in a match that they supposedly can't get out of because of a steel cage is going to be around the ring.
Oh, Lord.
This is Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker.
Yeah, Braun Breaker, who just recently lost the tag team titles with his partner to Street Profits. Let's give a shout out to the Street Profits.
Street Profits.
Anytime black people get ahead on WWE, we take another shot.
Good whiskey.
Good whiskey. Yeah. Worth it. Shout out.
I don't know how we get there in this match. Here is the ending that I want to see.
Okay.
Braun Breaker with his hands raised at the end.
Really?
Really.
I mean, that's what you want to see, or that's what you predict to see? I need clarification before we even talk about it.
That's what I predict to see.
Oh, holy hell!
But it's going to be a false hand raise. I actually think it's going to be a no contest.
In a cage? That's not possible. You can't have a no possible. You can't have a no contest in a cage.
It is possible.
How so? You can escape from the cage and get out and win fairly.
There will be an escape.
Oh,
there will be an escape.
Oh yeah, you're giving me a story. Give me a story here. I need to know how you're getting here.
How many cage matches have you seen in the years past where over the top of the cage and both feet hitting the floor doesn't even exist anymore?
I mean, up to recently, you never see it because they just kind of forgot about that.
Who was the last one to crawl through a cage and win a belt?
True. Last summer, last Christmas time.
So it's very faux pas, right?
Yeah, they definitely haven't seen it in a long, long time.
So most of your cage matches, they always say the ref's only there to count the submission or the pinfall, right?
Yeah,
because it's how it's supposed to end, right?
Yeah.
Well, so is every other wrestling match. Yeah, so is every other wrestling match.
But those had disqualifications and countouts and all that.
Okay. So here's what I predict and would like to see happen in this match.
Okay.
I'm going to bring up two wrestlers, and you'll immediately know where I'm going.
Okay.
Bobby Lashley and Umaga.
I have no idea where you're going.
What?
I have no. I have
the spear to the wrestler through the cage to the outside.
Oh, like Roman and Brock Lesnar and all them did. I thought that's what you were going to say, but I mean, neither one of those two guys are big enough to throw that kind of body weight into a move and get that cage to break.
Totally agree with you. But if you're going to build up the lore of Braun Breaker, the spear that he has, the speed in which he can deliver that spear, now is the time to recreate that, pull the trigger, and let both men fall out of the cage. Don't mention anything about whose feet hit the ground first, blah, blah, blah. Let the spear happen through the cage. Both men lay out on the floor, and both men get stretchered away. It's a no contest.
Well, so in a cage, one of them would have to touch the floor first, so they would be the winner.
Let them both lay on the cage.
Well, yeah, but somebody eventually is going to get taken off the cage.
Yeah, by stretchers. Ring. By stretchers. They pick them up, put them on the stretcher still, and their feet never hit the floor.
Okay.
I busted Frank's brain.
Yeah,
y'all should see the smoke
that's
rolling
insane.
out
At this point now, I feel like you're not taking this show seriously.
No,
I feel like you have reset on me.
Here's why I'm saying this.
Okay.
In all honesty, if we're not building to Seth Roman for SummerSlam,
yeah,
what are we doing with Seth? What are you doing with Braun? This is not going to end well. This is going to be a crazy ass finish to where it's going to be uncontested, and you're going to get the run back at SummerSlam. But to me, instead of a cage at SummerSlam, it'll be Hell in a Cell. I think, because to me, that's where we should be already.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. But I'm not sure they can get away with doing that.
They got to blow this thing off somehow, some way. And this ain't the blow off match between those two.
So I think this is the blow off because if you remember right, we had the blow off at Backlash. I mean, we've already done the blow off match between the two of them.
Then how did we wind up back together?
That's exactly the problem because we wandered our way back into this, and I think with Logan Paul getting injured, they just stumbled their way into we don't have nothing to do now. I don't think they were able to go where they wanted to go, so I think that they're just trying to erase that match that happened at Backlash, and I think they're trying to use this as the blow-off match because it's on a bigger stage, it's got a bigger feel because it's a cage and all that, but there is no going back from a cage. I mean, you've never seen two wrestlers wrestle in a steel cage and then graduate up to a Hell in a Cell before.
But if we're going into this as a cage match, though, I'm going to need everything. I need weapons. I need interference somehow.
I mean, we got all that at Backlash. That's what I'm saying. Backlash was the blow-off.
I want to see Austin Theory come down. I want to see Street Profits come down.
Oh, you're going to see all that.
I want to see Joe Hendry show up.
Yeah, you'll see. They prefaced all that. I wouldn't even be surprised if you found a way to see Bronson Reed at this point. I mean, it should be about time for him to come back.
Okay, so you mentioned Braun Breaker ain't the guy to put Seth through the cage.
Right.
Bronson Reed, let him put him through the cage.
Well, I actually think they would have Bronson Reed jump off the cage onto Seth, but then I think about Bronson's ankle. Yeah,
his ankles would scream, "No, what are you doing?"
As soon as I mentioned his name, I was like, I got to find a way to work that joke in there, and you let that one in good. But yeah, you would think that they would bring him back to splash Seth off the cage, but we've seen that story before.
That ain't happening.
And the last time we saw it, he was out for a year. We're just getting it back, so we're not going to send him home the same weekend, right? We at least need to get something out of
his ankles just called into the show and said, hell no.
Yeah, at this point, at that point, you just don't do it. I mean, hell, if he gets up there, you just push him off there. You don't let him jump or nothing. No, you push him.
Nope.
Hell.
All right, so who do we have coming out of this thing as the winner then?
I feel like Seth comes out
as the
winner. Yeah, because they did it at Backlash, and that's the way they went then. I feel like, again, this is what you call the earlier match, a stopgap.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is a stopgap. Oh, hell, we don't have nothing to do with either guy right now. Well, let's just pretend like Backlash didn't happen. Let's run it back.
I'm gonna oppose you, sir. I'm going with Breaker.
It'll be interesting to see. Now, what I do find interesting about this angle is the R&B album covers that Seth Rollins is now currently making with the Street Profits. This is great. This is throwing me back to like Jodeci days. And I'm in like 112.
Silk.
You can see these guys it's almost like they're at the hotel, or at the limo getting ready to invite you in. I'm like, what are we doing? And if I'm Becky Lynch, I'm looking at it like, well, hey, I don't know what we got going on here. I mean, poor Bianca, she's sitting at home like pretty swole up right now. She's probably like, hey, get your ass back home right now.
Look, Montez done ruined that party.
That's why I think we're going to see Dawkins in them album covers going forward because Bianca going to tell Montez, hey, get your ass off the covers there. All I'm telling you is, and I'm warning you might not know about this, but some of the listeners do. If we get one of those album covers with Montez by herself just leaned back like Luther and Michael Jackson, hell no, it's over.
It's over.
At that point, you shut it down. So, yeah, we ain't going to get one of them album covers, but yeah, I don't know why they started doing this, but hilarious. Hilarious. Thank you, Lord.
All right. We must crown a queen. The Queen of the Ring finals is happening between Io Sky and Liv. I almost called it Luscious Liv.
There you go.
I think we should pick that name up.
I ain't mad at that.
Luscious Liv Morgan.
Yeah. You know what I'm calling this match?
What is it?
Total shit show.
Total shit.
How do you have your world champion in a match to be crowned queen of the ring to go on to
fight
wrestle
for
the
world championship?
You know what I think's gonna happen here? We're gonna talk about this now. I hated the shit that you just said in the last match. You're about to hate what I'm gonna say in this match because I've thought about this for a while.
Okay, well, I bet you have. It's Liv.
Exactly, and you know I'm picturing the covers. I'm picturing the video dance, all of that. I didn't seen it all, but I think, and I'm just going straight to the end here because of the absurdity of what I'm about to say, but I see it being a WWF thing, a WWE thing. I feel like Liv wins the match and just crowns herself queen because Rhea ain't gonna be able to wrestle at SummerSlam, and this is their only way to get out of that match. So Liv and the women's world titles won't get defended at SummerSlam because Rhea ain't gonna be able to. I think that's where they're trying to do, and then they're just gonna cover it up in some crazy nonsense BS that Liv don't have to wrestle because she's the queen of the ring.
So they've already said Rhea is out indefinitely.
Exactly.
Okay, so there's a way to make this work. Because in the fighting world, think about MMA and boxing. When a champion can't defend their belt, what do they crown? An interim champion.
Yeah, that's some AEW stuff. WWE ain't doing that.
They ain't doing.
No, hell no. We done seen that happen on the other channel, and it got crapped all over when they did it. WWE ain't doing that.
Was it John Moxley?
And we had that a few times. We had that with the TNT Championship. We had that with the It was about the third time we did interim that I stopped watching that whole product. Completely took TNT out of my TV lineup. I called YouTube TV, and I was like, you know what?
Speaking of that,
take TBS TNT out my lineup.
Did you know that they have an event this weekend?
What?
Yeah,
they don't have an event this week. We got King of the Ring this weekend. Nobody would be foolish enough to run a wrestling event this weekend.
I really believe they got an event this weekend.
Well, you tell me how it goes.
I'm
letting you know now.
I'll be watching Great American Bash. I don't know. That's also happening Sunday.
I do remember hearing that now. I think, if I remember right, I think NXT, AEW, WWE, and
TNA.
Maybe even TNA have events this weekend.
Slammiversary Friday.
I do remember hearing that now, that every wrestling company on TV actually has a product to put out this weekend. I don't know what the hell's happening this weekend. This is the weekend before the 4th. Why are they getting all fired up for this?
I believe AEW's pay-per-view is Forbidden Door, which unfortunately Forbidden Door is no longer. I mean, their Forbidden Door is, it's not like, ooh, you're working with a rebel company that you're not supposed to be working with. That was the premise for.
Yeah, that's what had me excited over. Once that went away, I lost the interest of this pay-per-view.
Go back in our archives. We have an episode. Should the Forbidden Door be closed? Go back and give a listen to that.
It got slammed shut.
Shut, did it?
Hopefully that's what we predicted.
So we got Liv being crowned. No interim champion business, but.
Interim champion.
I'm going to go opposite of you. I'm going with EO. It's going to be EO Sky as the queen of the ring.
So if EO wins, then what? They run it back at SummerSlam?
EO Rhea.
Rhea can't wrestle.
She'll be back by SummerSlam.
Well, hell, if you think she'll be back by SummerSlam, either one of them could win.
Yeah, she'll be back by SummerSlam.
I heard, what was it? Somebody said Rhea could wrestle Liv, and then they could just melt the titles together. At this point now.
Okay, Vince.
Yeah. Now, what I don't want to see is, I don't want to see any kind of
what we not going to do.
Two-belt people. Yeah, Roman killed the two-belt idea for me, to whereas I never want to see it again. I don't want to see nobody have two champions. But I wouldn't hate seeing Rhea EO, obviously, because of the history in there. Mm-hmm. I just don't know if Rhea's gonna be back. I mean, her and the injuries lately. I mean, it's been an epidemic in WWE. We've done multiple episodes on got to get it. Got to keep it together. Got to look out. We all that stuff. Got to be more careful. We done did all them episodes over injuries, but the less these people work, the more they seem to get injured. 10 years ago when they were doing house shows and all that other, they were ring ready. They were, they were course to this. Their bodies had adjusted to it. Now, when you're wrestling maybe 3 times a month, I think their bodies ain't built to take this no more.
So here's my take on that. And it's an unpopular take probably, and people may hate me for it, but here's my take on it. The level of wrestler that's out there today, I believe in what the Undertaker said. It's not the same level as far as the grittiness and toughness. They're smarter.
Yeah, everybody's
smarter.
about taking care of their bodies,
taking care of your body, extending your career, and having a happy, a healthy life with your family outside of wrestling. So don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted. They're smarter, but instead of sucking it up and working through an injury, like no matter what the injury is, they'll say, nope, doctors.
Yeah, it's easier to go home.
Have been cleared.
Kevin Nash taught him that. Yeah. Hell, if anybody knows anything about that, Kevin Nash taught him that.
And I mean, I get it, and I'm okay with it because at the end of the day, you got to look out for the human being.
Yeah.
And I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But
I'm nowhere near even back then. I remember saying, because they used to talk about like football players playing through the pain and all that. And I remember then thinking, that's great and all. I'm like, but what happens if you injure yourself more? I'll never forget RG3. He was out there hobbling on a bad leg, and he said, no, I got to play. We got to get through. We're in the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. And I'll never forget the last snap that I remember him taking was he dropped back.
Not the right word, sir.
That's exactly what's the right word, because that's what happened. He took that ball, and all you saw, he took like 2 steps back, and I mean, you just saw his legs separate from his knee.
Talking about a star that burned out too quick.
Injuries.
Jesus,
so this ain't the podcast for it, but we'll go on somebody else's podcast. Derrick Rose, I mean, Grant Hill, Anthony Hardaway, Tracy McGrady. I could go on and on about players from other sports that had injuries that took their careers too soon.
Yep.
Wrestling, you don't get it the exact same because you can always come back and you can get through a match a different way in wrestling.
Right.
So you can, Ric Flair, for God's sake, crashed on a plane. He came back and just learned how to take back bumps a different way. He took them on an angle to continue wrestling for 40 more years. So, I mean, in wrestling, you can cover it up a little bit better than you can in other sports.
Think about how ludicrous that just sounded, what you just said.
Yeah, absolutely.
He did it for 40 more years.
40 more years after crashing on a plane. Now, if a guy gets a hangnail, he's out for 6 months. But I digress.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, seriously, though, I mean, like you said, in today's age, that's why these guys are able to go into their 40s, deep into their 40s, and still be healthy.
Yeah.
These guys are able to make more money because they're able to be out there longer. All are great things, but there's a lot of injuries that happen in a physical contact sport, and there's only so much adjusting you can do. I mean, you can only move so many chess pieces on the board before you get checkmate, right?
Right.
And WWE is wandering into that area now of every time they get a good program going, or every time something happens, somebody gets injured, somebody gets hurt, everything falls to shit. And, we talked about the Paul Heyman interview. We watched the Paul Heyman on Chris Van Vliet earlier this week. And Paul was talking about that. We like to plan out 2 WrestleManias ahead of time and all that. And I'm listening to it and I'm like, man, that's great thinking. But these kind of things happen, all that goes to shit.
Yep.
Because now they're probably looking at 2 years down the road, Obafemi versus Trick Williams for the world title, right? Well, hell, one of those guys gets hurt 6 months out, all of it goes to shit, and you don't have a backup.
Yep.
There's a danger when you work like that, and WWE's suffering from that danger, and they've been suffering from it for a while.
Sidebar, if you have not gone out and listened to Paul Heyman on Chris Van Vliet, he's a windbag. So it's a long conversation.
Oh, yeah.
But
do it on a road trip.
Do it on a road trip or break it up into parts. But God almighty, what a insightful sit-down conversation with Paul Heyman.
Well, yeah, absolutely. If you're interested in the stuff that we're talking about it on a like a novice level.
Right.
Paul Heyman's talking about, he ain't talking intermediate. No. Paul Heyman's talking expert level.
You sit under the learning tree when you sit and listen to him talk about this
exactly.
stuff.
Like I said, we enjoy it. We like talking about it, but we're novices in it. We don't have the credo. We don't have the past life history to actually go into what they talk about behind the scenes and all that. Well, Paul gives you that behind the scenes curtain pullback that he detested in Unreal. Yeah, but he's able to have these conversations one-on-one a lot easier than he was in Unreal.
But you know what, though? Because to me, I think I know why he detests Unreal. Because it's really not Unreal.
Yeah, it's still produced.
Yeah. It's not really but that's a topic for another time.
No, we got to get back to
these champions.
That's a whole new show.
So
we had a few extra minutes, so we gave y'all a little bonus content there.
So you go and live, and I'm going EO. Is that where we at?
I'm always going live. I don't even know what you're talking about right now, but just the way you put that.
Sometimes
yes.
I like a little Japanese flavor.
I mean, I ain't mad at that. You got to put a little flavor in there, a little Asian persuasion.
Little umami in there.
Put a little Asian persuasion in your mix there. I ain't mad at that.
All right,
but I'm always going live. I don't even. Again, I don't know what the question was, but I'm always going Tiffany Stratton. I'm always going Liv Morgan. There ain't really no other direction for me. I have a type.
First 2 matches we agreed. Second 2 matches we disagreed. Interesting. Now let's get into the last 2 matches on the card. We've got to crown our king of the ring between Obafemi versus Jay the Yeet Man Uso.
Yep. And IWC hates this.
They are shitting all over.
They hate it.
Jay is in this match.
They've hated every level of this tournament because of one man. And that one man's still hanging on. And I'll be damned if I don't think that one man ain't going to win.
Jay looking at y'all IWC going, this is y'all's wanted shot.
Basically. Yeah, he right. Because all the stuff he's talking about on the TV where he's quote unquote talking to the other wrestlers.
Now he's talking to y'all.
He's talking to the fans. He's like, look. Everything that I'm about to say, it could go straight past Oba because none of it has nothing to do with you. But yeah, I mean he's trolling out his ass. How many did he run it back twice this week? It felt like. I mean, the hell.
So I love the fact that the run it back is now playing out with other wrestlers in the ring. I like that because that's kind of like an in your face type deal. Yeah. All right, so here are my initial thoughts on Jey Uso versus Obafemi.
Okay.
First thing first, Jay, when you ain't dancing your ass off, you can actually get out a really decent promo. I respect the promos that you have done leading up to this match with Oba, both on WWE.com exclusive and on TV air. I respect the warning shots, and I respect all of that. Your game is cooking right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, when he get in the ring though, and he be in there sucking wind, it loses some of the
story. Yeah. That's a different story.
It loses some of the power when you in there. Oba. You're like, okay, are you about to have an asthma attack right now, bro? Do we need to bring in like the jaws of life to get you out of this ring, or what's going to happen here?
All right, so let's talk about this match. And let's remove ourselves as a fan for a moment.
Okay.
So we are bookers.
We got to put our thinking hats on now.
We are bookers.
So no emotions. We're going to use logic.
We are bookers and logic.
Okay.
What the F do you do in this match?
No, the logic in this match. How the hell do you get here?
Yeah.
How do you let this happen?
It shouldn't have happened.
So... and we're going to talk about it as bookers. So so that means we're behind the scenes. We're doing this match is happening on ESPN in the first hour.
Yep.
What time does Brock Lesnar ever appear when he comes on a PLE?
In that first hour.
In the first hour, usually around the first match, right?
Correct.
Which means we're probably going to get a little bit of interference. We're probably going to get a showing from the beast himself. That's probably going to impact the end of the match. All probably true?
Probably true, yes.
So can this be any more predictable? Like, did we even try to switch it up a little bit, or did we just say, F it, let's just get it done?
Logic in which they're presenting all of this stuff and how, it appears that they're booking this right now.
Uh-huh.
This appears to be a Oba loss due to Brock interference and Jey Uso going on to be your king of the ring.
Logically.
That's what this looks like.
The writing's on the wall.
Does that hurt Obafemi booking it this way?
So it depends.
You said the word Teflon last week.
Yeah.
So remember the usage of that word.
Well, and that's why I say, so it depends, right? If Oba, let's say he doesn't take the pin, right? Let's say he runs after Brock. Let's see they brawl and the match gets thrown out, count out, DQ, blah, 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 blah. None of that bothers Oba at all because that's just par for the course. If Brock comes in there and F5s Oba like once, and then Jay hits like the Uso splash and pins him, yes, that hurts him. That's a F up.
Because he's taking like 5.
Exactly. It took Brock 7 to actually beat him.
Right.
So if he comes in there and hits him with 1, and then Jay hits a splash at 240 pounds, and puts Oba down, yes, that hurts him.
Okay, so
that's a F up.
But what if we add this into the conversation though? He has been in a match with Jey Uso for 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Is it still hurting him, being the fact, Jey Uso was a heavyweight champion? I understand you talking about, the caliber of the wrestler between Jey Uso and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I get all of that. But he's been in the match for 15 minutes and Brock hits one F5. Is that plausible at that point, though, when you think about it that way?
No, and here's why I say that. How many minutes did it take Oba to beat Brock Lesnar?
5.
Now he's got to go 15 with Jey. You're telling me he could put Brock Lesnar down in the time it takes me to go to the bathroom, but he can't put Jey Uso down in 10, 15 minutes?
Okay.
So, no, if you start everything we're saying now is killing Oba. You're taking what momentum he's already built, you're murdering it, right? How long did it take him to beat everybody he wrestled in the King of the Ring tournament so far?
Not long.
Everybody's been under 10. Now you're telling me he's got to go 15 against Jey Uso?
Okay.
You got to get Brock out there early and often. If you're doing it,
down.
We got to have Brock's got to come out there damn near in the entrance.
So that's what I was about to say. So what if Brock attacks Oba on his entrance, Oba's way to the ring? He murders him. You get 5 F5s.
Kind of like what he did when he came back.
Right.
If he does that, and he destroys Oba, and then Jey just takes advantage of it.
Like Brock picks up Oba after destroying him and throws him in the ring, and the refs check in with Oba like, can you do this? Can you do this?
Like he puts him through the table and he does all that. Then, and then Oba gets in the ring and he's like, we're throwing it out. And Oba says, no, I want to start the match.
Yep.
And then they say, we'll start the match.
Good,
and Oba says,
Oba impersonation, by the way.
That was good, right? I'm going to give it to you again. Because he said, no, we will start the match. I will have the match. I will be king. And then Oba gets super kicked like hell. And then, Jey hits a quick splash and you get a quick 1, 2, 3.
Because that leads into the IWC's complaint about Jey anyway, about the fact they don't want him there.
Exactly. So
I like it.
So you're making the IWC, you're firing them up because the loud minority, they're going to hate every bit of it. I mean, the tweets are going to immediately start.
But
this
is bullshit.
Exactly.
It should have been Oba as King of the Ring.
Or if you're an Oba fan, you say, this is bullshit. Yeah, I like that. So you put a little Black Panther in there, you put a little deep voice in there. You got to work on it. I'll give you more as we go along the way, but I like how Oba talks.
As bookers, I'm going to tell you right now, as bookers, Hunter, that's free.
Yeah, right. We give you that one just because we want to see a good damn match.
Because look, getting Oba out of that match as the loser that way lends credibility to Oba, lends Jey automatic heat, more heat with the fans,
and it intensifies the feud between Oba and Brock. I mean, at that point,
it does.
Brock, Oba has to go for revenge at SummerSlam. He don't even care about the world title no more because he's so incensed with Brock Lesnar. He's so consumed with Brock Lesnar that he don't even care what happened in the world title match. He only wants to beat Brock. That's the only way you get Oba out of this without coming after a world title with all that fury that he's got and beating the hell out of one of your two world champions.
And if you give me Oba Brock at SummerSlam, and it is a retirement match, it's like, I've beat you once and retired you, I'm going to retire you again. But if Brock was to spin around and look at Oba and go, okay, well, if I've got to put my career, your short little career's got to be on the line too.
You got to make it the biggest
career versus career.
Yeah, it's got to be the highest of stakes.
You've got the beast, the conqueror, who's been around forever, trying to hold on to the mountain. You've got the young beast, the young conqueror, the new ruler coming up, trying to take the mountain.
Yeah, it's got to be for everything.
I love it.
It's got to be for everything.
We just booked Oba through the summer.
Again, like you said, that's a free one. We give you that one for free. Now, if there's a job opportunity down the road, I need you to take that as my resume.
Absolutely.
I'm not submitting a damn thing. Don't ask me to come in and have a sit down. No, you call me and tell me, look, we've got money on the table.
You got to go back and listen to episode 184.
There you go.
And that's my resume.
Exactly. And 184 would be a good starting number. Let's talk about that. Put a comma in that bad boy, maybe 2 commas in that bad boy. But 184 sounds like a good starting point to me.
So we've booked Oba. So obviously, we're looking at this match in agreement. Jey Uso will be your King of the Ring.
So now we got to talk about it here. We got a few minutes. So we
stepping back in the ring as fans now.
No, right. Yeah, I was going to say, because remember, you said we had to look at it logically.
We looked at it logically.
We took down all emotion.
We did.
Now I want to put some emotion back into it.
All right, let's do it.
Emotionally, and I'm not IWC, but emotionally, I don't want to see Oba lose at all. I want to see him plow through Jey.
I do too.
I want to see him with that crown on his head. I want to see him stand there as a black king, crowned, going on to greater glory or whatnot. I want to see him plow through whatever champion he wrestles at SummerSlam. Yep. I want to see him carry the title into WrestleMania, and I want to see him plow through a guy there. That's what I want to see. it ain't great storytelling because it's too bland. It's just, I mean, at that point, Oba can't be stopped. What the hell do? You know,
If
got
he
nothing,
wins,
so.
if he wins, you know the championship he's going after. He's already said it. He's made it very clear.
Oh no, he hinted at 2 champions on Monday.
Let's just say a little birdie.
He said he
let's
would go
just say
after
a little
Cody
birdie.
or Roman.
Let's just say a little birdie told me he hints at Cody on SmackDown. Let's just say a little.
Yeah,
birdie.
so I've heard a rumor about that too.
Yeah.
Apparently, we're the only ones that have heard it because nobody was in attendance to see it.
They weren't.
But we won't talk about that. We'll let y'all judge for yourselves.
We'll let y'all figure that out.
Plus, you've got a couple more days to hear IWC rumors and YouTube videos, and wasn't nobody there.
So
they said F it.
So let's talk about what I want to see as a fan.
Okay.
I don't want to see Oba lose either. I want to see Oba win. I don't like the thought of Oba losing right now.
Right.
I think you've got lightning in a bottle, strap the freaking rocket to this dude's back and ride
that shit to the moon.
To me, you let him be king of the ring. You let him challenge a championship on SummerSlam. SummerSlam is 2 nights. He can retire Brock one night, win the championship on the other night. That's how I feel right now as an Oba fan.
He could carry WWE into the stratosphere from right there. Yep. Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. The only thing I caution, though, is some of y'all, now I ain't going to say who, but some of y'all listeners out there said the same thing about Cody. Give him the title. Let him win the Royal Rumble. Thank God he won the Rumble again. He won it twice in a row. Please let him go after Roman. Oh, no, The Rock's coming in. Oh, God, I'm so sad. I'm so miserable. We need Cody. We got to have Cody in it. All right. We do all that.
Yeah, I know whose toes you stepping on.
And then we got Cody as champion, and we haven't liked it. For 2 damn years, we ain't liked it. I challenge you to say, before we do that to Oba, maybe we stick with the logical book.
Can I get my defense?
There's no defense, but I'll let you try.
Let me get my defense.
I'll let you attempt.
With Cody, there's been a shit ton of politics tied up behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. With Oba, what freaking politics is there going to be?
Well, there's one political move against Oba out there.
I led you right into that.
Did you see how fast I put that glass down when I heard you say what political and then Oba? I holy shit.
You right into
I couldn't get that glass down fast enough to start speaking. I'm like, well, shit. If there's anything betting against Obafemi in the back,
Triple K.
It's the CO, the chief content officer, not chief creative officer, as Paul Heyman taught us.
Chief content
officer, which means he has a different role in WWE.
Correct. That is correct.
But yeah, if anything, there's always that, which means he ain't meant to be the world champion. Because I remember Triple H himself telling a man similar to Obafemi named Booker T, where he says, guys like you ain't meant to be the world champion. And I remember sitting there, put my glass down very fast at that moment too, and said, what did that man just say? The fuck? But then I was like, okay, it's TV, it's wrestling. I gotta put my suspenders on, calm down.
So as we are looking at this match, the booker in us says Jey Uso has to win.
Yeah.
The fan in us says
Oba has to win. Yeah. Okay. So what you're saying is essentially we're torn with ourselves.
Correct.
Great.
Correct.
So we call nothing on this.
All right. So
we'll leave this one up to chance.
We'll leave that one up to chance.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's get to the triple dance that's going to happen between Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, and Gunther.
Who?
For the WWE Championship.
How the hell did these 3 guys get in a ring together? Right. What the hell?
All right, you ready?
There's got to be a lot of connective tissue involved with this.
You ready?
Yeah, both our glasses empty now. Hell, we've talked out.
It is. I got a little bit left.
Damn.
So
make it last.
So we've got an extended episode here. So let's get this match in. So this one, unfortunately, sir, for you, I am going off the reservation. I am completely off the reservation booking. And I am going with Sami Zayn to be crowned as your new WWE champion.
So you've made this stumble before in our history. This ain't the first time I've heard you predict Sami Zayn winning the world title in wrestling.
Familiar road.
Yeah.
Different outcome this time.
No. So
I think it's going to
that familiar road that you're on is the one that I call the road less traveled, because you're the only one on that road right now. No one, and I mean no one, thinks out of the 3 that Sammy's in that match to take the pin.
Nope.
Yeah.
Sammy's in that match
to take the pin,
to get a pin so he don't have to pin Cody.
No, Sammy's in that match to take the pin.
Yep.
he has zero, and I mean zero chance of winning at the. First of all,
listen, hold on.
Is Sammy even welcome where this pay-per-view is going to be at? Let's talk about that first.
This is Sammy's backyard.
When's the last time somebody won the title in their backyard?
All right, so here we go. The first time we had this conversation was Montreal.
Yeah.
Against Roman Reigns.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It didn't go well.
Yeah. And that was Sammy's hometown, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you are going to pull the trigger on this, it has to be now. If you are
zero chance of this happening.
All right. Little Birdie told me a conversation.
So wait, we're doing the emotional part of it now. We're not doing the logical part. Okay. I just wanted to be I wanted the fans to be clear. I wanted the listeners to know.
Little Birdie told me a conversation that happens on SmackDown. And this is why I am standing on business with Sammy winning this belt. Both Cody and Gunther called out Sammy for never winning this title.
Yeah.
If you are going to put something in my face that supposedly the night before this match happens, you want me to know that fact.
Yeah.
I am under utmost opinion that Sami Zayn is going to win his first ever heavyweight championship.
Yeah, no.
Yes. No. Now is the time if you're going to do it now. Because
right, but they're never going to do it. So I mean, that's the broken in this in what you're saying. And I've told you this before. They're never going to do it.
Look,
Sammy's never winning that title.
To me, Roman
he just ain't built for it.
To me, Roman is tied up for SummerSlam. Roman is tied up to me.
In what?
See, this is where I'm off the reservation. Roman is tied up in one of two competitors. It's either Obafemi or Jey Uso is going to turn his back as King of the Ring and challenge Roman Reigns for that belt.
No, they're way too deep in the bloodline.
So that's going to leave that other belt.
Jey to go rogue.
I'm telling you, that other belt is going to be out there in the wind for SummerSlam. It will wind up being a four-way dance at SummerSlam if one man makes it back. KO. Hell, so you KO will, if he makes his way back for SummerSlam, you're going to have the returning triple threat match with KO in there for a four-way dance for the belt. Sammy will lose it at SummerSlam. He's only going to hold this belt for a very short, finite amount of time.
Yeah, in your dream. He can hold one night's sleep. That's where he's going to hold it at. Because when your ass wakes up in the morning, he ain't going to have that
where
belt.
It lands at SummerSlam, I don't know. But for me, Night of Champions, Sami Zayn will go down in history winning his first ever heavyweight championship belt.
All right. So, and the reason I clarified this is when you started, I saw the emotion bubbling up. So I wanted to make sure the fans knew that this was the emotional take, not the logical take.
The logical take in me says no way.
Yeah. So, because the logical take, I mean, introducing KO into that match, jumping ahead of CM Punk and Randy Orton, who are both medically cleared, far more safer than KO.
The SmackDown conversation will make it totally clear as a bell as to why I added KO into this conversation.
No, I get it. I mean, I heard the mention of it. I heard his mention in there too, but again, I go back to him jumping his way into a world title match before CM Punk and Randy Orton tells me right now that you're just trying to create a way to make Sammy the champion.
Logically,
and I ain't mad at that.
Logically, what happens? Logically,
yeah,
Gunther.
So that's what should happen.
That's what should happen.
That's what
it should be Gunther pinning Sammy.
Yeah, because Sammy's only in this match to take this pin.
With Cody chasing into SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I never got pinned. I want my rematch. That's the way it should go.
That is, but unfortunately, I feel like the last time Gunther held the world title, that's exactly what they did that for. They gave it to Gunther just so somebody could beat Gunther for the title.
If you give me Gunther versus Cody again at SummerSlam, you know what kind of match I want it to be? A Texas Bull Rope match.
You want to see an Austrian guy in a Texas bull rope match?
Yes, because, dude, that is the closest, without the hardcore shit, that is the closest to Harley Race Terry Funk that we have right now in this generation of wrestlers.
Well, I mean, you could put Dean Ambrose in anybody. Damn,
he's a different company.
John Moxley. He's the Terry Funk of wrestling right now.
He's New
off
Jack.
the reservation.
He is New Jack.
He could be either one at this point.
But I'm just saying, don't give me Gunther Cody in a straight up match. You can give me a last man standing match. You can give me a Hell in a Cell. You can give me a first blood match. You can give me a bull rope match. Give me something. If you're going to put them together at SummerSlam, I've seen it. I've seen them before. I've seen them at, square up at the end of a Royal Rumble before. I've seen Cody Gunther. We've seen
Cody's always gone over. I mean,
right.
Gunther's never beaten him.
So what more of a better way? Cody Gunther, Texas Bull Rope, and let Gunther retain. Let him beat Cody at Cody's own game. Let Cody go back to the drawing board and have to look at his way that he does things and go, QB1 ain't working no more. I need to come up with a different Cody Rhodes. I need to go back to the American Nightmare.
Cody ain't doing that. Hell, he's so deep in. I mean, hell, the brass is so far up his ass over there. He can't even see
the emotional side came out again.
I see. Yeah, you're giving me full emotion here. No logic, but full emotion.
I'm invested in this match, man. I really am.
I see, man. Unfortunately, again, I gotta disagree because I don't see Gunther winning. I wouldn't mind it to happen.
Are you seeing Cody retain?
Yeah, because of the two guys I just mentioned, CM Punk and Randy Orton. There's bigger fish to fry for Cody Rhodes out there to lose his title to other than Gunther.
I don't know, man.
There's so we know CM Punk's healthy. We know he's ready to come back.
CM Punk looks like a damn tank right now.
Yeah, exactly. So we know he could get in the ring at any time.
If he's coming back for Cody,
well, we know he's coming back at FanFest, so we know he's going to be making a WWE appearance here before SummerSlam.
If he's coming back for Cody,
they ain't doing that to not promote him for SummerSlam. Right?
I want them to treat, if it's going to be Punk Cody, if Cody's going to retain, and it's going to be Punk Cody for SummerSlam, number one, great match to have on the bill.
Yeah,
I mean, a superstar match.
Yeah, right? it's a night one main event.
Incredible match.
Yeah.
If you're going to give me that match though, take the handcuffs off these guys just like you did with Cody and KO.
Yeah.
Take the handcuffs off. Don't let it be some schmoz. Don't let it be some little just in-ring showdown.
Well, I think Punk's elevated himself enough. If he hadn't proved it before, I think what he did with Roman going into Mania, I think that put him in that tier of, okay, we give you and this guy like a Cody or somebody on that level. We give y'all carte blanche. Y'all go out there and figure it out. Yeah. Make it as bet now.
The promos between Cody and Punk would be astronomical.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. I think that's what you want going into SummerSlam. You want that same energy. We had when Punk and Roman decided that when they announced they were going to wrestle in January of this year, we started getting excited then, and we had 4 full months to
it was too long. It was too long.
It was too long, yeah. but we got excited. We were ready for it.
We did.
It just dragged because they had too long. Now, if you drop that this weekend, you've got a month, 1 month of only 4 weeks to draw up a story. That's enough time to get Punk and Cody excited.
I'm digging.
Because you don't burn out. You don't have to have a lot of physical contact. You can have 2 or 3 in-ring promos, 1 pull-apart type deal, get us right into the match.
I dig it.
Everybody's ready to cook at that point. Same thing with Randy Orton. Let's say it's not Punk. Let's say Randy's ready to come back. Same thing with Randy Orton. Hey, you retained the title, good on you. You still owe me one for WrestleMania because of what happened at WrestleMania.
I'm gonna tell you, if Randall Keith Orton comes back, they better put that damn title on him.
Now you're talking what I'm talking.
They better.
And here's the reason I say that, right? And because that it ain't just a simple I want Punk and Cody. I do, but not Cody can't. At that point, if you have that match, Punk can't win because Punk literally lost the title at the last wrestling event that he participated in. Then he comes back at the very next one and wins the other title. That don't happen. That's not even realistic.
True.
But if Randy comes back and Randy is the guy to challenge Cody at SummerSlam, now you've got the work. I
wouldn't even mind it being Randy and them keeping Punk off TV until Rumble.
So that would be the other direction, right? If Randy does, you're not going to have 2 comebacks, right?
Yeah.
You're damn sure not doing 2 at SummerSlam, at or around SummerSlam.
No, you're not.
Leading into it, you're going to do 1 big comeback and heralded. So I've got 2 scenarios for you, and it all circulates around that title and the other option, right? Somebody's winning King of the Ring and going on to SummerSlam, so one of them champions ain't gonna be in it.
Mm-hmm.
If CM Punk comes back, he's the most interchangeable between the 2. Mm-hmm. He can come back and say, I'm challenging Roman. I'm owed my rematch, and he wants it in SummerSlam. Or he can say, hey, I want Cody. Let's say Roman's tied up. Let's say Oba wins and he goes after Roman, which I think is a mistake. I think Oba should go after the WWE title, but that's neither here nor there. But Roman, let's say Roman's tied up. Well, then CM Punk comes back, and at that point, and you know how Cody is. I'm easy to find. I'm hard to beat. He gives that line to CM Punk, and CM Punk's like, "Oh, you don't think so? Well, let's go then. Let's find out how hard it is to beat you." Either way, he's the most interchangeable. If Randy's the guy, he's only going one way. He can only fight Cody. He has no reason to want to go after Roman. But who wins King of the Ring is going to dictate all of this as it plays out. If you go with Oba, if you go with our heart, and you put the crown on Oba, can you imagine the photo op, Oba standing in the light with the crown on his head? Good Lord. I feel like at that point, you're just selling tickets. You're selling them other 6,000 tickets you ain't selling at SmackDown.
Producers, I am loving the shot that y'all are giving me of Oba backlit, but the shadow he's casting on the crowd, I'm loving that.
Now, but can you see that with the crown
on there?
And as Junkyard Dog once said, with the crown upon his head.
Look, he's already got the moniker, the ruler. He's got to be the crown.
That's why the emotional side of us is like, what the hell? I mean, everything you've got tells you that this is the guy you make King of the Ring, right? Because he can't be Intercontinental Champion. Nope. We blew past that at WrestleMania. So we ain't doing that. You make that guy King of the Ring. But damn, how do you get yourself into this problem? That's the question that that could have been the whole topic of the show. How do you get yourself into this shit? You don't put Oba in a tournament to go for the world title if he ain't gonna win.
Yep.
And you don't have him tied up in a feud with Brock Lesnar at his retirement venue if he ain't gonna win the King of the Ring. You don't put him in that. You keep him. But Triple H has done this before when he put Cody in the damn Royal Rumble with Roman and all and The Rock and all. So we've seen this play out before. And again, my take on that is that shit didn't work out right. Do we learn from our mistakes and correct going forward? Or do we just try the same thing again and hope with different characters you get a different result?
Or have we just been sitting here for the past 56 minutes blowing smoke out of our ass thinking we're talking about the right thing like we did with John Cena's last opponent being Obafemi? And we could be completely wrong and something else is in the shotgun waiting to be blasted and we don't know what it is yet.
But so that's the beauty of being a fan, right? Yep. We can sit here, we can pontificate, and we can. I
love that word, pontificate.
I give you a fresh word every week. But we can sit here, we can do our thing every week, and we can draw it out as we see it. But they've got the actual play where they can pull out a different card that we're not expecting. They can interject a different player into the game that we didn't know was coming and make everything turn itself upside down. That's the great part of being a fan because we don't have to be right. We give you all our ideas. We ask you to contribute and give us your ideas. We have a conversation back and forth. But at the end of the day, whatever plays out on the screen, we have to watch it and either say, hey, I nailed it. I got it all right, which we've done plenty in the past. Or we can look at something and say, damn, they totally blew our minds on this. We had it all wrong, which we have also done in the past.
Yep. So, obviously, I'm going with Sammy. You going with Cody?
I'm going with Cody.
All right. We'll see
Gunther's the odd man. So, if Gunther wins, then we're both
screwed.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. This was Night of Champions. A champion will be crowned. Got a new King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring going to be crowned. Interesting times ahead. How will it all shake out? Got to show up, show out, watch coming on Saturday, see how it all plays out. And we'll be right here for you next week and talk about it.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people are just going to be finishing this episode about time the damn pay-per-view comes on at 1 o'clock on Saturday morning. So listen to us directly leading into your PLE, guys, and hopefully we predicted you all the way through.
All right, thank you, everybody, for listening to today's show. Drop us a line on our social media platforms. Let us know your thoughts. And with that, everybody, happy wrestling.
It's not WrestleMania, sir.
No, it's not WrestleMania.
I appreciate you showing the effects of the 1792.
Absolutely. We bid you adieu.
And peace. Ooh, I'm excited to see
today's podcast was produced by SBP. You can find our podcast on all major podcast platforms. Also, connect with us on our social media accounts. Search for The Bookers Alliance on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X.